What's up?
What's
Welcome
up?
to the
Howdy.
RADcast episode
Howdy.
3, the holiday edition.
Tres.
Yep.
Merry Christmas.
Tis the season.
Happy holidays.
3 with Z.
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa.
Happy
Whatever you celebrate
life.
out there.
Happy.
It's nice to be with you guys here.
Hey, it's nice to be
This
with
is
you.
our little Christmas.
Yeah.
This feels right.
Little party.
I got Zach
Deck
a
the
present,
halls.
but I didn't get anything for you guys.
You got Zach a present?
You gotta share what you got.
Well, what'd you get it?
Yeah.
I don't
Is
know
it
yet.
something that you
I'm a
have
little-
to share
I'm a
later?
little nervous, dude.
What does that mean,
Man.
dude?
Well,
It's very sweet of you.
No,
It's
it's
very
just,
nice.
it's a good friend I haven't seen in a while. I thought
Yeah.
it feels like a good time to think about getting him a
Yeah.
Christmas
Yeah,
gift.
let's introduce our friend here.
Yeah, who is this freaking guy?
On the fifth mic,
doctor.
it's Zach from Sqwerv.
And formerly from RADo.
And
Formerly
formerly from
RADo.
RADo.
Yes, that was
yeah?
that was a part of my past.
Yeah.
That's on.
Yeah.
We got Mr.
Is there
Zach
on-
And it still
Bulgarelli.
and it still lives with me.
Still
every
lives
day.
with you.
in a positive.
Look
Yeah,
at that
look-
rad shirt, dude.
It's a great shirt. That's a good design right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Danny Evans did that one.
Yeah.
Shout out this old
Rush.
engine.
Shout out. Happy holidays, everybody. It's a great time for corporate America because nothing from now until the end of the year gets done, baby.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
Let's give it up for corporate America, everybody.
Yeah.
You
Hey.
can give a. Just give a nah. We'll give it a nah for corporate
Give a little,
America.
little leg slap.
A lot of let's push this back to 2025
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on right
That
now.
seems like something we should circle back to in 2025. Come Q1.
Yeah,
Q1.
come-
Yeah, it's probably a good call.
Come Q1.
Yep.
Come Q1, we'll strap in, get prepared, get the game plan going, get the blueprints in place. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
go, corporate America.
Let's go.
I'm going to put the veils over for the
Yeah,
next 4 years and just coast.
Just coast it.
Go to a lot of good live music concerts and
Yeah.
you know.
You know, I
Yeah.
saw Lamp this last.
Oh,
week.
you did?
Yeah,
At
dude.
Serves?
Have you guys seen? Did you guys see them last time, or have you seen them?
Have
No,
not.
No.
like
Never
Scotty
caught him
Metzger.
before.
The first time I saw them earlier in the year, it was incredible. And
Was
then,
it?
And then this time, me and the rest of Sqwerv, we all went, and it was just so good again. Like I was so happy the second time.
Did
you
I
know?
s-
like it really ensured that it was like.
Put
Yeah.
the seal on it.
Did I
yeah,
see
but it sealed the deal. Like I was
Yeah.
like, this is so. They're so good.
Did I see Ray using Jack Marty's
Yes.
clavinet?
Yeah.
Whoa, dude.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Tell
It's,
us, how did that
just
come
the
back?
Pac-Man?
How did it get to you guys?
The John T was opening up, and
Yep.
Tyler Adams.
Shout out John T.
Yeah, they're incredible. But Tyler Adams, their keyboardist, he sold Jack his organ, I believe, and some other instruments.
Oh,
and then
nice.
he has done repairs for Jack and all that. But I guess since they were opening up, Ray I think Tyler was gonna backline. His clavinet cracked on the way somehow, and then he called up Jack.
Yeah, I think it was on the load in,
Savior.
right? And
Wow.
then dropped it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Woof.
Yeah,
Oh.
it dropped in the
foul.
trailer, I guess.
You fired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy, I need the name of that
It was,
guy.
fun- it was funny because
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
it was
Sir, I'll excuse myself.
It was funny because as he was packing it up, the guy was like, "Man, slap some Sqwerv stickers on there."
Yeah. Did he not have
There
one
was
on
one,
there
wasn't
yet?
No, but he slapped it
Was
like,
it-
right before he took it. So, yeah.
That's a good marketing move.
Yeah,
That's a good
yeah.
marketing
And
move.
yeah, that's
I mean,
the prime
Jack
real
Marty has
That's a little
his...
secrets of the trade right there.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
That's a little
Sneak that in.
branding move right there. Jack Marty's the guy to call, though, if you've got a...
Jack
a
Marty!
yeah, Jack Marty. A clavinet issue. He's the guy.
Mr.
He even helped
Yeah.
Jimmy out
So-
on tour
Yeah.
with his.
Quick
Like,
tune-up.
quickly, it was just like
Yeah.
boom, boom, and it sounded like so...
Lock that in.
So nice, yeah.
What a G.
What a G.
Mm-hmm.
But
The-
it was
the
a
whole
sick,
band.
It was a sick show, though.
Yeah. The pocket and groove is just so deep with.
Is it-
And it's a
Three-
trio, right? So it's basically
Three.
like an organ trio.
Yeah.
It kind of sounds like.
Yeah. It's,
Wow.
Well, it's the organ and
Like
then
the
Scott
Doors?
Metzger playing guitar. Yeah.
Mhm.
And he is amazing too.
Beast.
Like I hadn't
Yeah.
even heard of him until
J-Rad, baby.
that's what I was told. Yeah,
Mhm.
but I hadn't heard of him until
Yeah.
the first
Yeah.
time I saw him, and I was just like, "Who is this
Yeah.
guy?"
Dude,
It
that
was
guy
the-
rips the Bobby voice. Like, if there's anybody doing the Bob Weird voice,
but he plays
well,
guitar,
yeah,
not like
he's-
Bobby.
yeah,
he's like
no,
on another
he's good.
level.
But-
I mean,
but
he's
he's
just
like,
different.
Anyway, don't know.
He's got that.
Baby, dude, you sound like Bob Weird, dude,
Yes,
for
sir.
real.
Yeah.
My
You got-
favorite, my
Yep.
favorite is Samson and Delilah
Yeah.
collab versions. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you got Ray Pazowski, whatever the hell his last name, Trey Band.
Pac-Man.
The
Yeah.
Milkman.
Yeah.
The Milkman.
Yeah, you said the Milkman.
The Milkman.
And it was
Milkman.
funny because
What is
right
that?
in the middle of their
What is
set,
that?
it was also cool because
They call him the Milkman too.
They call him
Yeah.
the Milkman.
they played
Because
two
he's
sets.
delivering the milk.
He I looked
No,
this-
I have it. I have it.
You have it. All right.
Yeah,
Tell us.
I don't
Break
know.
it
I
down.
don't know if it's the same thing as you, but Caden in the middle of their set looks at me all of a sudden and he's like, "I think I know why they call him the Milkman." And I was like, "Why?" And he's like, "The painting by Van Gogh, the Milkman." And then he showed me it, and it looks very, very similar.
There you go. Oh, so
okay.
that's
with,
like
with the hat and the beard.
It's funny you say that because
Not
him and I were-
everybody, like the bassist of Sqwerv, is an art history.
Yeah.
You know, just in his spare time.
we debunked.
Yeah, I was like, how did you just like, where did this even come?
Dude,
I was
Caden.
at first I was shocked
Mind
by
Caden.
that.
yeah. Caden just busted
I mean,
that out
that's epic.
mid-concert.
No, I have
Art-
an update. Caden and I were
Art
DMing
has
this
layers,
morning about that very topic,
You're-
about the painting. He DMs me and he goes, "Dude, I figured it out. Check this fucking painting."
He's telling everybody.
And then,
Yeah.
and then he goes, "Oh fuck, this is called the Mailman."
Oh my god!
And so we debunked it.
Crashed.
We debunked
Are you
it.
kidding me?
I did a
Wow.
Google research.
Funny,
It's
dude.
because Ray was a milkman growing up before he was a musician.
Wow.
So
Okay.
if you really want to get to that theory,
Man,
I wish that
There's the
you
truth.
didn't know, and we all just were like, "Yeah, guys, it's a painting."
Yeah.
It's about Van
Yeah.
Gogh. It's,
Yeah.
fi-
Yeah,
it's a high art
Yeah.
situation. Oh my goodness.
it's
Wow.
funny you brought
That's-
that up.
yeah,
I was like,
that's-
dude, we just talked about this.
That's so
Debunked.
funny.
Dude, it's so funny. Anyways, shout out to Cervantes. Shout out to
Yeah.
Lamp.
yeah, everybody
I'm
should
in
go
the room.
see them whenever they get the chance.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They had a hot
On the
little
list.
ditty through Colorado, right? They went in Frisco. They played 10 Mile Music Hall.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
There's like 4 shows. They had,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're crushing. Dopapod was up in Steamboat. There's a lot of fucking great shows going on right now. You
Yeah.
guys have some shows, some
Yeah.
New Year's Eve shows coming up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what's the New Year's plan?
Yeah.
guys?
What are you doing?
Man, Armadillo Ranch.
For RADo.
Friday,
Armadillo.
Friday,
Yeah.
Saturday.
Okay.
Yep. So it's the pre New Year's.
Okay.
So
You can
might as
actually
well
do
get it
both
started.
bands' New Year's, guys.
You can.
This is the good news.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not playing the same
You
night.
could go
so-
Manitou Springs into Denver to Lost Lake.
Yep.
With a break day in between. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
a New Year's run with the break. That's not that's
Yep.
that's rare in the
Dude,
New Year's runs.
Get a
it
breather out.
is.
Yeah.
Shove a
But
bagel
it's
in your
needed
mouth.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going down to Manitou Springs, man.
Sick.
Doing the Dillo. Zach
Yeah.
knows the Dillo well. Zach was there when we first broke ground
I've had
on the Dillo.
show one at
You've had
Yeah.
little nights at the Dillo.
Oh
I've had
yeah.
many a night.
Yeah.
Dillo.
there's this like what's it called? A Polaroid picture of like the first time RADo ever played there, and it's a picture of Zach,
Yeah.
me, Jimmy, and Kevin, and it's pretty great.
It feels like family. I mean,
Wow.
Jenna has a Sqwerv sticker and a RADo sticker on her Vespa.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
Yeah.
The owner of the
Represent.
spot, like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jenna's the owner. She does all the booking, and then Jason is a part owner, or he mainly owns it, and Jenna does the booking. But they're just such great people. We stay at their
Husband
house
duo.
usually when we go
Oh.
down there too. Yeah, it's like
Okay.
turned to like that tight of a relationship,
Yeah.
and they live right up the block too, which is it's a good and bad thing because you don't have to drive anywhere
Don't have to
afterwards.
drive.
Walk the hill.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And then Sqwerv,
Yep.
2 nights.
Yeah.
Lost Lake, right?
Yeah, in Denver, Lost Lake.
Let's
2
go.
nights. Both have 2 sets of our music, and then the openers are great. Dandu and Splendid Blend. And
Also great logo.
Buy tickets. Go do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do it. Buy
Do
tickets.
go to every single one of these shows.
Yeah.
And then
2 nights of you guys too, right?
oh yeah,
Yep.
2 nights, 2
Man,
nights.
Dude.
2 break day and 2 voila. You have yourself a phenomenal New Year's.
Some Dillo dough.
Yeah, it's
Some
we're
pillow,
gonna we're gonna do it up too.
Bring
I'm excited to do the opera. It's taken some progressions too as of recently. We
Yes.
brought Mart into the fold.
A little improvisation storytelling, huh?
We're gonna do some narration.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
little-
it's not really
little Harpua act.
Yeah, no, it's not even improv. We've got a whole script. We've got a whole script.
Ooh,
like
maybe share part?
we're trying to dial, really dial it in so it feels like
Just because there's
Seamless.
stories about a dog and a cat does not have. There's no connection to Harpua.
no. I mean we can pitch.
This has robots.
We can
okay?
talk about the opera a little bit. I
Yeah.
think it would
Yeah.
be a good
what
idea.
can what snippets can you tell us? What secrets?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, we've talked about it on the podcast a couple times already, and it is broken up into parts. And I was thinking about it today. The reason why I broke it up into parts is that the first piece of it is really like Frankenstein's monster, in a way, where it's just like it's like 45 minutes like straight, and it's almost just like just telling the story of like Mrs. Purdue getting created, which is the AI bot that Jeffrey Purdue ends up building because his wife dies, and he's like really bummed out about it, and he's like, I have to do something to change it. So I was like, man, we have like 8 songs about that. Like, I need this to be a lot longer. So what we're gonna go into is part 2, which is really cool because that's when this universe opens up. And what part 2 is about is the Outer Rim. And this is the place in which they all live. And it's this area that's on like the outskirts of town that all the like derelicts and people that are like corrupt and looking to like take over the world like meet and congregate. And it's like this like weird dystopian planet on the outside of like space in the universe, solar system, whatever. And Mart is going to end up being this space nomad that is going to deliver and tell
I'm
the
just a voyeur,
story
a space
of the
cowboy
whole entire
that
Outer
has
Rim
witnessed-
and the journey. Yeah, here we go.
That has witnessed this journey, and what I'm here to tell you is not some
In character.
shindig. It's not some hootenanny. It's a warning because the people from this place, they don't mess around, and I'm here to tell everybody that attends this evening all what you have to fear about what's to come.
It's a warning.
This is like when Dr. Funkenstein stepped out of the mothership. P-Funk.
Yeah, P-Funk.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so it's going to be exciting. I mean, it's cool to, I think having Matt involved in it is providing another perspective that I wouldn't even have thought about.
Sure.
And it's cool. He just came over, it was last week, and we were brainstorming for like maybe 4 seconds, and you're like, yo, dude, I should be like this space nomad guy that lands on planet Earth. Like, okay, sold. That is perfect. Let's do it.
I mean, you should, Dylan has extensive notes, and I think it's like a world that he's built, and I'm just a tourist here, but I'm happy to be here.
Is this so you're playing like you mentioned like that this is part 2 and that you're going into it, like do you mean you're playing part 1?
Yeah,
and then
part 1.
Yeah,
and
we're gonna
part
do
2.
the whole thing.
Set one,
how is
set
this
two.
like both nights or
No, it's gonna. I think the plan is
Saturday.
to do it. I've been thinking about it. I think what we'll do is just do it seamlessly, the whole entire thing.
The whole thing.
And through
Has
Narration
but, like-
in the middle.
and just but like what like just one of the nights?
one
Yep,
of the nights.
Saturday.
Right? Yeah, Saturday.
Saturday night.
Yeah.
Set 1 would be Act
So-
1, and Set 2 would be Act 2.
Yeah, but we
Has,
might not
uh,
even take a set break.
Yep.
I'm
Just
thinking-
straight
A
through.
little
Yeah.
5-minute.
I like it.
But Ben through the man, I
Looped
could see
in.
it.
Looped in.
Oh,
No,
I'm
Ben's
ready.
biking all the time. He
Yeah,
can-
we're
he's
gonna-
got-
I'm
we're
ready.
gonna
Man,
go
I'm
for
ready.
You
it.
know how
Make it
Ben
3 hours.
practiced.
We're going to have
He
2
bikes.
tubes that night. We're going to have Jimmy's tube and a pizza.
Hook a man up.
Both are connected.
Both.
Have you?
Jimmy's
Has
request.
part 1 ever been played before?
Yeah, part 1's been played at the Dillo last year during New
Okay,
Year's.
so this is
So
an
it's like-
extension of that.
It is, and
Continuation.
And again,
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is it really opens up and expands this whole universe because there's other characters introduced. There's a a real motive introduced. There's vulnerability. There's ideas of like tragedy and trauma. Like you can really tell like that there's this whole story that's really starting to coalesce. And that's what I was worried about initially when I was writing it. It was like, man, this is just this like building of a robot to start. Like that's all I've got. And then I don't know how it opened up, but something cracked when I came up with this idea of the Outer Rim, and I was just like, "Oh my god, dude! Like, that's it. I'm just gonna
Dropped
write the
in.
entire thing about this planet and what's gonna develop between Jeffrey Purdue and his wife and all of the plans that they're going to make and unfold, and the climax.
It's like a
ultimately
space
that'll
crime
be.
love story, AI
Yeah.
takeover of the
Yeah.
world, mashup.
Yeah,
I'm excited. It's gonna be fun.
yeah. We've
A
been
lot of
working
fun.
hard at it.
Yep.
Good.
A lot of practices.
Let's go. So that is night 2 at the Dillo.
Yeah.
Saturday the 28th.
Yep.
There you go.
Nailed
When's
it.
the Sqwerv rock opera coming out, Zach?
Like the video of it?
Yeah. Well, you guys did something, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was funny because, we did at Cervantes like a few months ago. Like, it was the album release from Mirage, which wasn't intended to be a concept album, but
It just kind of coalesced into one, or
yeah, we just like found a lot of like connections between the songs, I guess.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
kind of wanted to do like a special thing for the show, so we kind of like the story like came after the fact. Like, it wasn't intended to be that way.
That's almost more interesting. Where you're
it's
where
unique
Guy
that
was
way.
probably so deeply. Is it a lot of his tracks, or is it a lot of everybody?
A lot of them start with him,
Yeah.
But they become like more of ours too.
Yeah,
as we
for
practice
sure.
them.
I love that about the
What was I gonna say?
writing process.
Oh yeah, but the story was like written by Caden.
Oh, wow.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty
So
much
he
all.
noticed the synchronicity in the.
I think, I don't know who the
music.
first person to point it out was. I think it might have been him, but
Nice.
I can't remember. But yeah, I was like kind of afraid to do the theatrical thing at Cervantes because
Yeah.
we were like had like not like a full month to like think about it and like get it together and get like the other people involved.
Yeah.
on the same track. But it turned out it went great. The theatrics went.
Sometimes it's
perfect.
good to have your back against the wall, though.
That is true.
And
Some people are most creative
yeah,
under pressure, man.
Yeah, it's good to have a deadline.
Figure it
you know?
out.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the deadline was the show.
Yeah,
there
it's
you
good
go.
to have a deadline.
Was Mirage, when you guys recorded Mirage, we talked about this on Saturday, a little peek behind the curtain. We did an interview last Saturday.
Oh,
But I
Where can
understand.
you check that out?
Early
You check that
evening with
out on the
Dr.
Grateful
Ballz.
Web
Oh.
at some point in the next couple weeks.
there
TBD. But for
Get
Mirage,
off his ass.
Yeah.
Deadlines, dude.
But
Deadlines. It's the holidays, dude. We're pushing that shit back to 2020.
2025, baby.
Was that the first time you guys had like stepped deep into the studio like that, or were you guys pretty familiar at that point with like what you were doing?
like what we're doing inside of it when we go.
Yeah,
in the studio?
like with hors d'oeuvres, kind of like we talked
think-
about. Like hors d'oeuvres was like more of like recorded at home,
Yeah.
kind of on your own terms.
Yeah, this-
Mirage is more like,
Badass.
for lack of a better term, professional setting. Like
Yeah, no,
with
yeah.
more
Where'd
rules.
you guys record it?
Yeah,
Where?
Yeah.
The Keep.
the Keep.
Great studio. Down on South, kind of close to South Broad, just down on Broadway, somewhere south.
Yeah,
It's not.
But-
very informative, Zachary.
Y'all get it.
Keep.
But
Y'all know
no,
I don't know where I'm driving. They just tell me to show up and I do my thing.
Just play the music.
Our first time in the studio, we had no idea what we were doing. We only had 3 days. Like it just didn't turn out as great as we wanted it to be. And then we started recording at the Keep, which we did like a full album and then a few singles before Mirage, and that whole experience, like, and I had recorded with other bands too. Like I had a little bit of experience, but by the time we recorded Mirage, I think everybody knew like what
Kinda
the
knew
deal
what they were
was,
doing.
and we had like a decent amount of time. You know, we
Yeah.
like we just had enough money to do it.
there you go.
How much time?
How much time? Geez, I'm trying to remember how we did it. We spent like a month, like, I think. Yeah, the same month we recorded at hors d'oeuvres at home. We were also recording at the Keep. Like we were doing both.
Double
Yeah.
duty.
So like, but we
Wow.
weren't like gigging at all. So yeah, but we got used to it.
Yeah, yeah. I always think it's
An
interesting-
artistic immersion period.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
I love that.
Yeah, I always think it's interesting when jam bands have to play by rules and they're like, oh, we can't just sit here and fucking noodle for an hour. Like,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
actually
yeah.
have to fucking come up with some structure
well,
here.
yeah.
Well,
we didn't
speaking
follow those
of-
rules.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
But then our music didn't get added to any playlist, so maybe should.
We're working on it. Working on it. One song at a time.
What sucks about recording in the studio though, the tough thing is that like how quick you have to be like to get your shit
Yeah.
done. And you can't take your time. Like at home we can take so much time, we record things like
yeah,
Jack's like chilling, mixing things.
You got to project manage that shit. You got to
Yeah.
come in with a game plan.
Yeah.
Would you guys do that ahead of time?
we would record demos at home and then I would practiced them like crazy. Like,
Yeah.
That's all I was practicing. So that when
Yeah.
I went in, I knocked every song on the album out in one day, and then
Oh.
Out of here,
and then
bitch.
except for one, and then the last song I finished the next morning, like
Okay,
because
back for
Do
one
you
more.
track
No
them
problem.
out or have scratches on top or just go with the metronome?
we had scratches.
Nice.
Ooh, look at this drummer talk.
Yeah,
here.
Yeah.
scratch,
Love
do
it.
Gotta
scratch,
get the
scratch.
deets.
Yes.
I'm just
This is inside.
Yeah.
This is inside business lingo.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Love it.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is the drum episode after all, man.
It is the drum episode.
That's
I got
Two drummers, one episode.
I got a drum question. What's being in the pocket?
Ooh.
Describe being in the pocket.
That is a good question.
Man, it's a feeling.
It's a feeling.
Yeah,
It's a state of
when
mind.
it's when you're glued with the group.
Yeah.
Get glued with the group,
Yeah.
and y'all feel it. And
Yeah.
yeah,
up and
it's
glue with the group.
yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
It's the goods.
That's the pocket.
That's part of the box.
Whoa.
I forgot. I forgot what we were talking
You want no
about.
part of this shit? This took a turn.
What do you
The
think it is that?
What's the pocket?
It's like, a feeling is like the perfect way to describe it because
He's
that
sitting
good,
in
good.
it.
especially
Yeah.
but like there's what's cool about it is it doesn't have to like sometimes I think it gets misinterpreted as just like repetitive like or like exactly the same thing happening over and over again but you can like imply like if you like every pocket has a specific feel, you know.
Yep.
And you can continue to imply that feel like for in a jam for instance, you know, like if you start with a groove, like you can play that groove and like variate it in so many ways and still have it like move your body in the exact same way.
Add some accents
So-
and pops. And
So you
Small
would-
variations.
flares and-
You would say the pocket has nothing to do with like
Hell
a specific like it's like a funky.
It's not just a kind of beat,
right.
you know?
Yeah, it's not a
Yeah.
beat.
It's a feel.
It's a way
you
of
could
playing.
be in
it's a feel.
Right. So you
Yep.
could be in like a pocket, even in like a like really spacey jam. Like
Yeah.
there's a pulse.
Oh, yeah.
I think-
Pulse.
yeah.
in
Be
the
shredding
pocket.
metal and in the pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think of the pocket as like
Yeah.
4/4-2, which I think is probably not right. Like, does it have to be
4/4-2?
Well, that's part of it.
Does it have?
Yep.
Yeah,
Those are
So
measures.
It
and
follows
bars.
like a
Industry
certain.
talk.
Beats. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Syncopation.
Yeah.
Metronoming.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You have yep.
The feeling is feels like a good answer, and you don't just have to
But
be
you
a
could be-
drummer
you
to
could-
get in the pocket.
Yeah, well, I want to know
You
what,
can
everyone,
what yours got,
you
what
know?
your
Elaborate.
use guys'
Yeah.
Yep.
interpretation is.
I mean, to me, it's a flow state too, and I play
Yeah.
drums also. But
Okay.
so
Oh,
I do feel
it's
like
a
it's
Three
It's a
drummers
drummer.
for episode 3.
But
Let's go.
you know, it's also when I'm listening to music, it's that moment, it's that extra bump, it's that extra like bump
Yeah.
in your booty, or that moment that you're like that locks you into the music. You know,
Yeah.
Talk about pocket lamp again.
Yeah.
Just
Lamp,
Just
there you
want
go.
I can't say it enough.
Yeah.
Well, with three piece,
Also-
you gotta.
they've
rip
made
that
a 4-bedroom condo in the pocket.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
will.
Yeah. They're
Oh,
building
wow.
the pocket.
You can't hold a groove without no pocket.
Yeah, you can. You just
Where are you gonna put it?
Where are you gonna put it? God dang. Yeah,
Damn.
I
It
think
ain't
the
going
pocket is,
nowhere.
I mean, you guys described it perfectly. It's the feeling. But
Huh?
It's
you
where
really
I
don't
wanna
have to
live.
play the drum. You don't have to play the drums to
No,
love the
definitely not.
pocket. Where I really think a pocket hits though, where I'm like, oh yeah, we're in the pocket, is definitely when we drop into like what Zach kind of like helped bring
and
to
that's-
fruition in RADo is the like slanky grooves where it's like,
That
oh
back
man,
seat
that
kinda
back
like-
seat. Like that's my maybe that's just my favorite kind of
Slanky.
pocket.
Dirty
But
ball
that's that
slank.
real shit.
Yeah, to me that's like free funk.
Yeah.
Is
Oh,
is like how.
Oh.
I think
free
that.
funk.
Free funk.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or
Open
that's
it
how
for
it feels to
biz.
me.
Yeah,
At least
yeah.
on drums.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
because
one
you
of
could
the-
just hit the one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, the main requirement,
Two.
the reason I ask is because Primus is looking for a drummer, and the main
I
consideration.
sent in a video.
You
Did you?
There you
Rory,
go.
Rory, I think. Yeah, I heard.
You
Everybody's talking
did.
about Rory
Let's
from like festival.
go.
Where do we
Yeah.
find
Oh,
That
okay.
would be
I didn't see
Where do we
incredible.
where do we reel this tape?
But the number one requirement was must remain
yeah.
in the pocket.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love their description for that and who
Yeah.
they're looking for because there's more
Yeah.
feel focused and all that versus flashy and
Yeah.
It's like, how do you mesh with a band?
Sent in a video
Yeah.
for real?
Well, and
Yeah.
they
Oh
had
my
something.
God.
They
How
posted.
cool-
They
how
posted
cool
an
would that
update
be,
I
though?
thought was pretty cool. They were like, we're getting a lot of people that are like coming and showing us their chops, and they're like, just like shredding
Technicality.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's cool and all. They were like, we love you guys, but what? Yeah,
Instagram
Yeah.
drummers.
You guys,
Those
Oh,
Instagram
yeah.
drummers, you know?
You know,
Yeah.
flashy.
that is a lot of it.
Yeah. You see,
Which is sick, but
I would love to see Primus come out with Z-balls. I would go, dude, that would just be
Dude, imagine,
so epic.
like, imagine,
Wow.
imagine Les Claypool's voice mixed with.
You guys are a match made in heaven.
wow, legend.
Z-Ball's vocal jam over a little bit of.
Like, everybody's just like, dude, this motherfucker is spitting. I love the new drummer.
Yeah, man. But there's got to be
Yup.
so much competition with that. It's,
Oh, yeah.
I saw Luke
Yeah.
from Cycles.
Unre-
He submitted too.
Well, who?
Luke from
Oh, he
Cycles.
did?
Yep.
Nice.
He likes
Yeah.
Primus.
Yeah.
a
No,
lot.
everybody. When I went online, everybody immediately was talking about Late Special's drummer, which makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
he
Well, that dude called
certainly
out.
some similar
Les
characteristics.
Claypool called him out and was
Yeah,
like,
in
dude,
terms
that
of-
dude fucks.
In terms of
Yeah.
hardness, like
Yeah.
metal, sort of heavy influences.
He has a very similar
Yep.
sound.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if. Excuse me. But he also posted Rory that he did submit some stuff to it. So
Yeah.
Hell
I
yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if he gets it. That'd be
No,
awesome.
it'll be interesting
Wow.
to see who they decide on. If it's somebody we've even heard of, or if it's just some dude off the street. Who knows?
I feel like
Yeah.
you got
Billy
it.
Strings
You
threw his
got
name in the hat. I saw that.
I did. Yeah, I heard that.
Barber should do it.
There you go.
I
Wow.
forgot what I was gonna say.
Anything else from Rado and Sqwerv in the world of you guys? Some New Mexico shows,
Oh yeah,
We're
we're
getting there now.
we are breaking ground on some new territory going into
Yep.
New
new
Mexico.
dates. You guys want
House and also
Santa Fe.
Well, Santa Fe's then House. Taos.
Okay.
House.
House.
House?
Yep.
Great mountain, by the way. If you get
Oh
if
my
you get
gosh.
if you get a day to ride.
Dude, it would.
Trying.
It's like an hour and a half away. We'd have to wake up pretty early.
We're bringing the dough to the people.
Yeah,
Let's go.
bring
Yep.
the
Let's
dough to
go.
the people.
New Mexico.
And
City
then
near you.
Luck
Zach,
the fuck out.
Zach, you got a Sqwerv thing?
Just New Year's. But we also have.
What about
but
the
pigeon-
fact you're
but-
playing with pigeons?
kidding.
is
Yeah, yeah.
playing
No, no.
ping-pong?
I'm getting to it. Pigeon.
No, just New Year's.
March 8th, I believe. Double check me later. But March 8th, it's
We'll fact check
somewhere
it.
in.
Put it in the.
We'll fact check it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be right here. But somewhere in Boulder. I think the
Boulder Theater, right?
Boulder Theater. Yeah.
Badass.
Amazing promotion, right?
Wait,
Give him an
way to
address.
go,
He'll
Zach.
be there.
You're
I
dropping
mean-
the ball.
Show up, play. Yeah.
Ask somebody else.
He's not here to promote,
Yeah.
man. He's just here to shoot the shit. That's
Exactly.
what Z-Balls is
That's what
looking
this
to
is
do.
about.
But-
Look at what shirt he's got on, man. He's just trying to bring dough to the
Reppin',
people today.
reppin'.
Yeah.
Let's go.
go.
Yeah, we're back in the studio, back at Camera Jam Studio, right
Speaking
here.
of the pocket,
Yep. Speaking of the pocket, for Pocket Therapy, so a new EP coming up that we're going to lay down, and we're going to keep it that pockety live vibe and do some shorter tunes, so like 2 to 3
Okay.
minute fade-ins and stuff like that, and yeah, pick and choose from them. And
there you go. Like
something.
the hors d'oeuvres of Rado.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Make something good.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Pocket
Copycats.
Therapy
Yeah.
coming out.
Trying to keep it
Sick.
like little open too. Not
Yep.
write
Yeah.
a lot. Just come in here, try to lay down some like groovy tracks.
Are these tunes that you've played live before, or is this all new
just
shit?
it'll hopefully be a lot of improv.
Yep.
Okay.
And just like kind of cut
Just-
it up and be like, here's a 6 segment, boom.
Yeah.
Like
Get ready, Logan.
yeah. I mean, he's probably sitting
Shout out-
back there like,
Surprise.
fuck, they're just gonna come here.
Surprise.
We're gonna do classic camera jams.
Shout
I
out
can't wait to comp all these clickless takes.
There it is.
Shout out to Logan, man. Shout out to
man.
Logan.
Big
Shout
shout
We
out.
love Logan.
Big
Yeah.
shout out to Logan.
Thank you
the
for
best.
letting us do our bullshit.
Did we just
Logan.
tell him that for the first time? I think so.
Yeah. Thank you, Logan. We love you.
Yep.
We love
So
you.
yeah, it's coming up.
Awesome.
Recording in January. So
All right.
yep.
And then what? Spring tour dates, maybe?
Spring tour. Yep.
Yeah, coming.
Texas and planning some
lot
Midwest.
going
and
Okay.
This is unannounced.
Whole bunch.
so
Unannounced. So
Yeah.
you heard
Tell
it here
anybody.
first.
To be.
This is why people tune in. Is for
Yeah. They want the
Wait,
lowdown.
Secrets.
Yeah.
They want the
They
lowdown.
want the
The
lowdown.
sneak preview.
Yep.
go.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know what's rad?
Oh, we got some rad.
Uh-oh.
Okay,
You know
what's
what's
rad?
fucking rad?
What's rad, dude?
I was thinking about this the other day. Sometimes it's the simple things.
It is the simple things.
What's rad is getting good sleep. a good night's fucking
Man,
sleep.
talk about waking up.
Dude, you know, you get in the grind, and sometimes you just forget to fucking rest. And boys,
Yeah.
did I sleep well last night?
Oh, you
I'm
did?
fucking tired.
Nice.
How many hours you clock?
Dude, I'm sitting at like an 8 to 9er. Dude, if I hit 9, I feel great.
Do you do the melatonins, or do
I
you just
fucking
cold
suck
turkey
down
it,
those.
dude?
The little ZQL melatonin combo, dude, will knock you straight.
Well, you
out.
can do.
Sounds
so
like
you
you
can
might
have
have
a little.
problem.
Z-
That's habit forming, dude.
You can. You can do the Z-Quills and wake up and feel like not groggy the next day.
No.
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 No. Okay.
Can't
okay.
do that.
Get that
Okay,
deep
okay.
sleep.
No, no. Boy, do you sleep good.
Yeah.
No, but naturally, all natural last night, dude.
That's
just
perfect.
Conked out at like
Yeah.
8:30. Woke up,
Wow.
ready to conquer the world. I'm a little tired now, but boy, were we firing at work today, boys.
Dude, there is nothing like getting good sleep.
Dude, as you get older-
you kind of wake up operating on another level,
Dude.
You really do.
I'm telling you, man. I didn't appreciate it in my 20s, but in my 30s, I fucking.
And then you
love
can
it.
just
Yeah,
keep
I'll
that
sleep.
going all
can.
day long.
I'm
You're like,
working
fuck a
on-
cup of coffee. I don't need a cup of
on
coffee. I got a good
shifting.
night's sleep.
Dude.
Yeah, I'm doing the
I'll
shift
still
now
drink
from.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ramp that
Yeah.
up a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Well, you're up till 3 a.m.
So I'm
every
doing
night,
the
dude.
shift.
What's
Yeah,
the
I'm working
shift?
on going
When's
to bed at 10 and waking up earlier
Okay.
versus the midnight oil.
When are you doing the shift?
This week I've been doing it.
How's it going? You were at
Great.
my house until about 11 last night.
I know, so we broke it a little bit.
It's Tuesday. You started the shift on Monday?
Sunday
It's
and
Wednesday.
Monday, okay? 2 nights. We're 2 nights in.
Hey,
Starting
yeah,
small.
You know what?
Hey.
It's a process.
Yeah,
It's a process.
It's a
dude.
process.
It's a
So I'm
process.
exploring that. 'cause
I'm
I wanna
just
wake
waiting.
Up early.
Good.
I'm just waiting
proud
for
of
the
you,
bed
man.
Yep.
3
I'm
a.m.
proud of you.
Yeah, because
Slack
I'll get in the
message.
zone. Yeah, I get flowing.
Dude, sometimes
creative
those
at
creative
night
juices
and- oh
come
my gosh.
late at night. I get
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
And then I got a quick what's not rad because
Oh,
I
no.
know I
Uh-oh.
might be
Something
breaking
hit-
rules here, but I
something
gotta
hit.
bring it up. What's not rad is fantasy football punishments.
Oh.
Because your boy is on the fucking hot seat.
Oh, are you in trouble?
Oh, man.
I'm in the losers bracket. of my
Oh,
Same,
fantasy.
dude.
no. Oh,
Sam,
you
let's talk
are?
about the shame. What you got?
Are you?
All right.
Yeah,
We-
I'm in the bracket.
Are you gonna maybe?
Do you-
There's a chance for me, guys. Don't.
do you do a
hold on.
punishment?
I gotta hear
Yes.
these things.
Okay.
His
So
is at Fish. They do it at Fish. Is this the
you
Fish
have a
one?
fish punishment?
Yeah. One
Okay,
of his
well-
friends had to dress up as a clown.
No,
Giant
you have to go.
clown.
You have
It
to go
was
full
terrible.
clown.
That's why that guy.
Full
had
makeup.
fish?
Yeah.
That was Hank, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
When
scared the shit out of my dad. My dad was like, "What the fuck is up with the clown, dude? Get him out."
I was like,
that's
you
the
bring
guy that-
fish into this.
And then you have to explain that
Yeah.
clown's being punished.
Yeah.
yeah.
He's
have
a
to-
sad
You have to
clown.
shamefully admit that you're a sad clown
What's your punishment?
and the laughing
yeah.
stock of your entire friend group.
That's brilliant. I'm gonna bring that up with the boys. Boys, if you're listening, they don't even. Well, we'll talk.
Have you heard of the one where they're like, we bought you a ticket to a foreign country and you have
I've
no
seen
return
that,
ticket,
and you have no return
you have
ticket,
to,
dude.
You have to like just
We were
clean
gonna do-
dish, get your way
That's
back.
mean.
We were gonna do. You have to sleep outside for a night, and it can't be a tent. Like you have to
God.
just sleep somewhere outside. They
Like,
didn't.
yeah, I don't need to
around?
play fantasy football.
No, it's gotten bad.
I'll just join
So,
a different
Sleeping
league.
outside for the night.
Sleeping outside, just on a park bench somewhere.
That
It's fucked up.
is
So-
it an undisclosed location?
Do you guys know it's cold outside?
It is cold out. Maybe it's cold. So last year it was the chip, right? You see these high school kids who eat these like fucking chips, and it's like it comes in one package.
Talking about
Oh,
Tide
the
Pods
spice-
challenge.
spicy
yeah,
chip.
Yeah.
Tide Pods challenge.
Not the Tide Pod challenge.
That's 3 years ago.
This is
God, that was
I know
fun.
what you're talking-
chip
the
you
hot
order
chip.
online,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like
yeah.
high
That was
school
the
kids
shit.
will eat them, and it'll put them in the hospital.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we did that last year.
It's so hot.
This year, because it's fucking hot.
Yeah, it's really hot.
This year it is
Never
20
tried it.
hot dogs, no break. There is not an allotted time.
You're eating 20 hot dogs?
I'm in the losers. It's me versus Byron. Shout out to Byron Delph. You're going fucking down.
With buns?
With bun, 20 hot
Man,
dogs.
that's so much extra space.
Can take as long as you want, but there can be no
Can it
food in
be
between.
over 3 days? Like 4
So
days?
you could do, yeah.
But you have to. But you have to stay up and sit.
But
at the
there can
table.
be no food in between. So you're eating 20 glizzies and bun.
And you don't get your dessert till you eat it all.
That's
And
terrible.
you don't get any meat.
Unless you, you don't get any pudding unless you eat all your meat. Yeah. Hey, my first concert ever was Roger Waters doing The Wall.
He tried to quote it and blew it. Oh my God, I could.
You
not.
can have meat. You just can't have fucking pudding. Okay.
That would be really really hard.
Yeah, so that's
20
where
hot
I'm
dogs.
at. Sunday determines my fate. It's not looking good. It's been bad for the Philadelphia Beagles all year long. There's management is there's talks of rebranding next year, so we're down bad.
Yeah,
We're down bad.
Hey, I'm in the finals here. Well, not the finals, semifinals.
Okay.
But I got a leg up. I've been undervalued all year. My projections.
They were sleeping on you.
Yeah, dude. I was the sleeper.
Yeah.
I was. Every single game.
Like
underprojected.
like an assassin in the
Yeah.
night.
They didn't know.
My
They
whole
didn't know.
entire football team is a bunch of underperforming dick boys. So I'll probably lose and end up being the clown.
Yeah, so you just
what it is.
had mayors of Assville on your team.
It's
Yeah.
complete ass clown.
So you had a
territory.
whole agency of Assville.
Yeah. So that's what's not rad with me, man. Is 20 fucking hot dogs took
Damn, that sucks.
my face.
No offense, but we're not going to be hanging out after you.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna lock myself into
At least
a-
until you
into the
go to
fart
the toilet.
dungeon.
Oh God.
Empty your ass.
Poor Elliot.
You got
down
a
bad.
rad take.
down
You've been brewing them up.
Yeah, what's
haven't you?
brewing them. Always brewing them.
Yeah, what's rad,
You know
dude?
what's rad?
What's rad?
Rad acts of kindness.
That is
You know what I'm saying?
Acts of kindness.
You got to be rad when you do it, but
Yeah.
it's the small things as well.
Pay
I will
it back,
say,
dude.
I
Pay
like
it forward.
pay it forward.
Oh,
like
wow, this has
someone
been
needs to
alignment
get in
with
your
mine.
How
life.
do you philanthropize? Tell us.
Like just smile at someone random when you're walking down the sidewalk.
A pretty girl, perhaps.
Hey.
Young kids.
Could be
Like this.
many things.
No, dude. Listen.
Shout out
No,
to-
for real.
Let me go off that.
Instead of gifting during the fucking holiday season, just being kind and doing nice stuff for other people.
That is rad.
Yeah,
Is a tight
that is
fucking
rad.
Rad as fuck.
That
Dude,
is.
dude.
Rad as
So
fuck.
that it's really funny. It's just synchronicities as we've been talking about a little bit because the other week my rad situation is about like the small little things. I was leaving my house. And Broadway is just a pain in the ass. It's a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of traffic.
Yeah.
We talked about
Oh,
Denver
yeah.
traffic last time.
Oh yeah.
And 3 people just stopped and let me cross the entire row.
Look at that.
I was just like,
Damn.
yo, you know what?
Man.
I was having a bad day. It was a tough day at work that day.
go.
And 3 people, it wasn't like 2 cars went through. It was
Yeah.
the 3 of them kind of collectively stopped and let me pass through. And I was just like,
That is
Let's
nice.
go.
part
Let's
the Red
go.
Sea.
Let's help each other out.
There's some
fella,
hope
Part of the
left.
Red
Part
Sea.
of the Red
Yeah.
Sea. to
Part of the Red Sea.
Part
Dylan
of-
needs to come through.
Coming
Dang.
through.
Yeah, damn, I was on my
Dillian
way.
is
Professional
burned.
guitarist.
Sonny coming.
Oh yeah, it was great. It did make
That's rad.
my day. To be honest with you,
Make
Like,
my
Good.
day.
That was great. It
Beautiful.
It really was.
Yeah.
Yeah, random acts of kindness. I
Yeah.
love it,
Random
dude.
acts of
Holiday
kindness.
season,
Rad 'em.
give back,
Radamax. Okay.
Is that a
give back
stretch?
to your neighbor. You know,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just a little touch.
shout out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, love it.
You got
Anybody
a
else?
you got a rad
Oh.
Z.
I'm not prepared.
Well, now's the
Not
time to
prepared.
prepare.
He doesn't think things are rad, folks. Watch out.
No, this just anything to do with me playing music.
There you go.
That's
Music
That's
is
rad.
rad, dude.
That's rad.
Typically,
That's
that is
rad.
rad.
That's
Music
rad in
rad.
itself.
That's
That's
Dude,
rad.
you're a
in itself.
drummer in a sick band. That's fucking rad.
There you go.
There you go.
I didn't want to say it.
Yeah.
Got-
You were
Yeah.
once in
I
rock.
just skillfully
Pretty rad.
played. Got you to say it.
Planted it in my brain.
You know what's rad, actually?
Yeah.
Well,
If you buy tickets to 12:30 and 12:31
Oh, you plugged it.
at Lost Lake,
2-night special, right?
2 nights special.
Buy them in packs.
Buy them in packs, man.
Packs at
You can.
20.
It's cheap. We're cheap.
Cheap.
How much are the
We're,
ticks?
we're a cheap band. No, it's $20 per night or $35 for both.
Save yourself $5.
Deal. That's a deal steal.
Yeah.
I'm an easy guy to make happy, man. You know what's
I know
rad for
that.
me?
What?
Well, you know what's rad for me, guys,
Rad
is when you go
kindness.
through the drive-through at McDonald's and you
Hold on,
ask
repeat, start over. I missed.
when you go through the drive-through at McDonald's
Yeah.
and
One sentence. You missed
I'm
it.
too busy laughing at what you said.
Sorry. All right. Try 3.
All right.
when you go through the drive-through at McDonald's
Tell me more.
and you go, "Can I have a vanilla cone, please?" And they say, "Yes, our ice cream machine is actually working." I pretty much
I have happy boy.
yeah.
It's really a
It's a
50-50
good moment.
shot, too.
It is.
When it hits.
It's a 75-25.
75,
I was thinking like
25,
80-20.
Yeah. But when it hits,
It's rough
hits
out
good,
there.
man.
That is rad. I like
Yeah.
that.
I love a good soft serve
yeah.
cone, man. You can't beat
Gotta
it.
have a good
Yeah.
soft serve cone.
Yeah.
Do you go just vanilla or do you do the twist?
Yeah, man, don't vanilla me, but yeah, I go vanilla. Doesn't mean I'm vanilla. I like other hardcore shit. Okay?
Okay, hell yeah, dude.
Like I said,
He's
like
not a
I
vanilla
said,
dude.
I know.
He was doubting.
I know.
I really doubt he does hardcore shit after that comment.
Yeah, but
know.
vanilla soft serve, it's cool.
Yeah.
Or if you're
It
a
is.
Dairy Queen and they do the dip cone,
Oh.
you're living life.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or the Blizzard, and they pull it upside down for you just
Blizzard's
to show
good.
you. Just to
Show
show
it
you
off
that
a
it
little.
works, man.
Just showing off.
I
the
never
break.
Yeah.
never understood
ain't
that.
good
Never
it's,
either.
It's like
Never
a
understood
spoon
that.
bender.
You think
It's like
they
it
force him
fucking
to do
does
that,
it
dude?
matter?
They'd
Oh,
be like,
you
you
have-
know,
it's on
fucking
camera.
Gary,
Roaster.
you know, we
It's on
talked
camera.
about turning
Yeah.
the Blizzard upside down.
It's like-
and fucking-
Okay, come on.
Oh, you didn't want to turn the Blizzard over?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you're fucking fired.
Yeah.
Performance reviews.
Yeah.
You only
Yeah.
turned over 90 Blizzards last week. We're gonna have problems.
Gotta get your numbs up.
McDonald's. Been a big week for McDonald's for multiple reasons.
Has it?
What?
Yeah.
What happened?
They found that dude in the McDonald's, did they not?
I don't know.
Yeah.
No, we don't gotta go down this road.
Like a
Oh
dead guy in the
my
freezer?
Oh, the fucking CEO guy.
The
Luigi.
Am I the only one who knows this story?
Logan,
I know
Logan,
it.
do you
The
know
United
anything
Health.
about
Oh,
it?
yeah.
Yeah, Luigi
Yeah,
got
yeah.
caught using his credit card at McDonald's. That's what he's
Yeah.
talking about.
Oh, okay.
verified.
That's the dumbest way.
Luigi Maggiore.
Luigi.
Hey, yeah. I need that cheese
I'm
about
not
okay?
up to date on that current event.
No.
We don't need to get into it.
We don't need to get
No. We'll
There's
leave it-
enough
we'll leave it
podcasts
right
talking
there.
about that. You just find yourself another podcast.
I just want to say he does not represent all Italians. There is no proof that Italians have any crazy history of murder.
The
Thanks for
Bulgarelli. Just ask
clarifying,
the
because I was pretty
Bulgarelli.
worried about it.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks for clarifying, Zach.
Just gotta defend my
They were in
people.
cahoots.
Shout out to Italians. Dude.
The Bulgarelli.
You guys want to talk drummers?
Oh,
Drummers, seeing as we
Okay.
have three drummers on this podcast.
that's right.
Howdy do.
We
All right, let's rank them.
In the room, and we have four. Logan is also
Yeah,
a
four
drummer.
in the
Logan's a drummer.
house.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
We got
Shit.
a lot of rhythm influence in here. We figured for the tree of influence this week, we would chop it up about our favorite top drummers, best drummers, however you want to put it.
Shit.
All time.
I'm interested to see where you go here because
Yeah, me
there's
too.
the
There's a lot of
classics.
options.
Who's
there's-
starting? Who's starting? Don't take my ideas, guys. Who's starting?
There's a lot of directions you can go.
Yeah, there
here,
are.
too.
You can go jet. I mean,
I got
rock.
too
go
many.
You
They're
can
all
go
important.
influence. Oh,
I
yeah.
have a list ready too.
Wow.
Say it, yeah.
I man, I
Prepare
did
your
not do a
Company
list.
prepared for this
listeners.
podcast.
Alexa and I had a good conversation about drummers today, though. I will say.
You mean Amazon Alexa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just like learning a
look
little
them up.
bit,
Yeah.
learning a
I
little
did,
bit,
dude, I did
touching
a little
up,
research
touching
too.
up.
There was some crazy shit going back in the 70s.
He asked
Yeah.
Alexa about drummers.
Oh,
Oh,
dude,
I see.
we were catching up just a touch. Listen, we're wired up. Alexa and
You guys
I,
are
we
synced.
catch up. Yeah, she
Yeah.
gets me lists that I
So
need.
let's hear Alexa's favorite drummer. Go ahead, dude.
No. Listen, I was just reminding myself of the various pathways we could go down.
I like it.
So I think we should kick it off with one of the drummers here.
Yeah, because I have some ideas. Because there's chops, there's groove, there's improv, there's pocket people, like whole bunch of different categories that we could go down.
Okay, so you got to. Well,
So-
that-
Pocket people feels like
'Cause
a
these
good starting
people
point, right? Since we
introduced
yeah,
It's been a theme.
it has been
Yeah.
a theme.
it's
So-
been a theme.
So I'm gonna start with chops. Tony Royster Jr.
So fuck the
Right.
pocket. All right.
The oyster.
The oyster.
Where? How would I know Tony Royster?
He
Roy-
played-
Tony
He's played with,
Royster
like-
Jr.
He's played with like huge. He plays with huge hip hop artists.
Don't. I don't know who.
I
he
want to
is.
say. I
Me
want to
neither,
say.
dude.
I want to say he plays with like Jay-Z.
Let him teach,
he
dude.
played. I can't remember. Do you know?
Yeah, Jay-Z.
Yeah,
that was his
Studio
big
guy.
hit.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
He's drummer, dude.
yeah.
Yeah.
Performer,
I thought that
studio
was
guy.
Nate Smith.
He's a live drummer, but he won the Guitar Center national drum off when he was 8 years old.
Yeah.
Tony-
Wow.
Insane. This little kid.
really-
They know shit.
Where does
Maybe 10 or
So-
something like
so
that.
for chops, but going back to the pocket, I mean Adam Deitch.
Oh, local hero.
Local hero.
I would. Yep. Local hero.
Okay,
I would go
Truba.
back to
Break science.
5th grade watching him in Pretty Lights jamming up at Electric Forest.
Oh,
Right when YouTube came out.
Whoa.
It was blurry
Hey.
as fuck.
I love Adam Deitch.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
Lettuce.
Yep.
Yep.
They were my first Red Rocks concert.
Oh.
Damn.
There
Let's
you go.
I mean, you brought up studio, like a studio musician.
Yep.
I'm going to say, Bernard Purdy.
Good
Ooh.
one.
Bird.
I mean,
The Purdy Shuffle.
talk about a pocket, talk about groove, feel. He's a master. And he also happens to be on a lot of this incredible album, Asia. Plays with Steely Dan quite frequently as a collaborator.
Bird. Yeah, I'll back that up.
He has drum segments named after him. I mean,
Yep.
he's an OG, a legend.
Purdy Shuffle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have any others?
Yeah, like who are
Yeah.
like talk about some of your biggest influences. Like who, like I'm curious on that front.
Yeah.
Like
I'll
who,
bring up JoJo.
Yeah, yeah.
We talked about his band. Yeah.
Yeah.
JoJo's
but no.
band.
Nerve.
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 But
You know Nerve?
A little bit, but
Yeah.
really,
pre-Nerve though, he was doing some jungle, some drum and bass stuff with just a little 3-piece on New York streets. He would just set up on the corner, had one camera. This is like 97, 99, something like that.
Like if the guys
And
on
he
the
would
trash
just-
cans were actually really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but on a mini drum set and
That's sick.
doing it up. And so just seeing that inspiration for being a drummer as well, and then implementing that and being able to take that. Love it.
he's incredible.
Yeah.
What about the pea fish?
The pea fish. What? Where do we start?
I mean,
no, Fishman. Fishman is
Yeah. You got to bring him up.
I got
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Just like it's like it's like less about his like feel as I don't know how to explain it. It's his influence on me was just like the freedom that drums can have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and,
that's a
and,
good-
and when improvising, and it's not.
Allowing them to
and
breathe.
you can ride that fine line of like doing your own thing, but also supporting the rest of the band. And,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
like it's hard to do like do that, especially when you're improvising a lot of times in jam band music.
Yeah.
Because like then you start to take over the show sometimes, and that's not what it's about. But then like if you underplay, it can be a little redundant. You know? But he's wild.
to me, when I listen to it, it sounds like a wave. Like
Yeah.
every crashing tumble has different little
That's a great.
splintery
That is a great way.
aspects that
always thought that way about his cymbal playing, and that was a
Fireworks.
The way-
That's what,
I don't
how
think-
you
I don't
always
think
used
anybody-
to describe it. Fireworks.
That's interesting. I like that. Yeah.
You used to say that.
Oh yeah.
he's like, interesting. That's a genius way to put that.
Yeah.
I remember. No, that's so funny. Now I remember that. But what was I gonna say about it? Oh yeah, I don't think anybody has influenced the way I like play, how I view cymbals the way John Fishman has.
Yeah.
Love that.
So that's influenced him.
He's truly like a one of one where if you were to take him out of the band, like I don't know how you replicate if Fish had to find a new drummer, you just can't.
They
Really.
probably wouldn't even do Fish anymore.
No.
Yeah, they-
I mean, if any member
No
left,
way.
they wouldn't. But in a hypothetical
Never know.
situation, like,
Yeah.
there is no other John.
Try out for that.
He's also like
Yeah.
Fish is gonna put up
I
submissions.
mean, when you think about it, and you're alive in the same timeline as some of these people, and you get, I literally do think about it that way. Like, how cool is it that I existed
Yep.
in the same timeline that these people were alive and putting their art out there, and I got to witness.
so
Yeah.
lucky.
Yeah.
So lucky.
Yeah.
he's
No,
also
Fish-
super technical. I mean, like really, really like you talk about his feels all day, but it almost like anybody that you bring up, like when you talk about drummers, I feel like Fishman could probably play that groove.
Also,
You know what I mean?
Also, Trey says he's the best drummer ever. So.
Yeah. So there's that.
So there you have it. It's,
Yeah, but
it's
he's
confirmed.
also-
write
but
that
confirmed.
down as a scientific fact.
Yeah.
Trey.
But he also loves, I mean, there's something about loving your craft. Like, they all talk about what he's doing, like, backstage. It's like, oh, where's Fishman? Probably practicing his drums. Like he just plays the drums all the fucking time. That's all he wants to do, and that's awesome. That's really cool. You know, that's really noble in a way. I think.
Yeah,
Can't wait till
it's his
we get
job.
to do that.
It's like it's your job, you know. Like it's you want like when you watch an artist, you want them to be treating it that way. At least I do. Like not in the sense of like the feeling of a job, but like the time put into a job.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
You want to feel
There's
that
training. There's performing.
Yeah.
It's
You
all
wanna-
the same thing, just different.
you
stuff.
want to feel that from whatever they're creating. And,
Yep.
you know, and that doesn't even mean
Absolutely.
like just technical chops. It's just,
Like he never. I don't know. I mean,
Just the energy.
in the composed sections of like Fish things. Like, I don't think he's the one that ever fucks up. You know what I mean? Like, if something goes wrong, it's usually like a melody that doesn't sound quite
Trey floats
right.
something.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
to be fair, Trey's playing a lot of notes, playing the guitars hard. I do it. I love it. I fuck up a lot of things too, but it's incredible because Fishman is that to me, that dialed. Like I've never gone to a show and was like, oh man, Fishman just
Actually,
he didn't have it tonight.
No.
He just
Yeah,
wasn't
he was the
bringing me
MVP
that.
of
He
Vic's.
wasn't giving it to me.
I love the fact that they were pushing the boundaries. They were writing music that was, you know, honestly sometimes difficult for them to play, and
Yeah, you want
to this
that.
day. You know,
Still.
it's like
Well, you should be writing something that's almost beyond you in a way. Like you should be reaching for something else. Like you know, like if
Pushing.
you're writing something, and like it's fun to write things that are like easy to write too. Like there is simplicity, like we've been talking about.
Sure.
But it's-
Yep.
To push yourself is huge.
Well,
That's how
and
you
having
get
an
better.
idea, like Trey would have an
Reason.
idea. I'm sure I'm making this up entirely, but like to be a fly on the wall when they were like in the early days writing music together. I sometimes imagine it being like Trey's like, well, I wrote this insane piece of music, and Fishman, you know, is just like able to fill it in a way that Trey probably didn't even, you know, think about fully in that way, and that creates that moment, right, where they're able to bring this music. together
I mean,
as a
Paige
band.
was the big. I mean, from what I know about like their sessions and writing and just reading about Fish, like Paige was like the big communicator for Trey in a way to the band. From what I read, I'm not fully speaking for the band, but I know that like in those early days, because he was the true savant.
Yeah.
Like he was classically trained. You know, he was at Goddard College. He got them all to go there because he was already studying music and was like, let's fucking do all these crazy songs. I can talk through what you're trying to write to the rest of the band and make it really work.
Yeah.
You know,
No, he's
because you have to have everybody. I mean, like I'm sure Sqwerv's like
yeah.
songwriting process is similar to ours, where we get in them. I mean, you sat in on both for a long time. You know, like you have if it's just one person, it's not a band. It might as well be, you know,
Not a
Z
full-
balls
Yeah, it might-
in the balls,
and
Z
that's-
balls in the balls.
To me, that's what makes a band like them very special.
Yeah.
Or the Dead, or like just a lot of the best of my favorite bands. It's very consistent membership, you know, and it's generally speaking not. There's obviously exceptions, but usually it's not just like one guy, you know. It's like the collective, or there's like an era of a certain band, you know. That's like my favorite.
Yeah.
But there's just something about there's something really beautiful about people who know each other that well and who play music together that much. And when you feel like that everybody's like has the same goal, you know? Yeah.
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 I mean, that's it. I mean,
Facts,
that's
dude.
it. We're
I got
quiet
you.
because we're
Yeah.
completely agreeing
I
with what
agree.
you're
Yeah, no.
with what
Final,
down.
I'm like, Cha.
John,
Let me
dude.
I want to name some other drummers though.
Yeah, let him
Yeah,
rip.
right,
dude.
yeah.
Enough,
Cook it,
enough
cook it.
fish until the next
Yeah,
until the next great fish
Why?
conversation.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Is it because you're here we started talking about fish?
Probably. It is because of me. Slightly.
This has
I can't
been
remember who brought it.
a
brought
pretty
it up.
much Disco Biscuits podcast.
yeah.
Listen.
On the biscuit.
Shush, shush.
All right.
He's silent.
Don't let him fall off his chair.
Jeez, you're a little guy now. Let's get you a bigger seat
All right, drummers.
next time.
What do we got? What do we got?
Yeah.
Let's let him rip.
Stanton Moore.
So guys,
Ooh.
what's your favorite 97 or 94 fish?
Oh, no. Different podcast. Different podcast.
But hey, Stanton Moore.
Chops, funk, pocket.
Yeah. What do you
all
got? Throw some
above.
out. I want to hear from Zach. Let's hear from him.
Okay.
Yeah. He hasn't said a couple yet.
Dave Weckl is a huge one. Who
Legend.
He played with Chick Corea.
Dun, dun.
That's like, or how I know him best. He played in the
yeah.
electric band and the acoustic band, and he's played with like Simon and Garfunkel. No, yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
just Paul Simon. I think no, it's both of them.
Yeah.
Play with both
Yeah.
of them, but just like such a powerhouse fusion guy. You guys know who I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh,
A bit.
yeah. He's-
Not as familiar
just-
over here.
Everything just feels like so relaxed that he does.
So
And
fluid.
the fluidity, and it's just like there's no like when you listen to it, it's like that. The guy, he's not even pushing himself, and it's again the fluidity. I don't know how to describe it. Just how
100%.
how easy it sounds, and how you
Sure.
can, how like
Comfortable.
even if you don't know what he's doing, like you can like really feel it because he
Yeah.
can, like sometimes you play things fast as a drummer, and like you can like do it, but like you can't really like you're not really feeling it. You know that you have to practice things.
Comes across rush.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or it's just like not as tight or like
Yeah.
again fluid. That's the only way I
Yeah.
can put it. But when you practice things super slow, and then like you can start to feel the way each limb's like interacting in the space between where each limb's
Yep.
playing, and then you start to realize when you do it like painfully slow that once you start doing it faster, now you can like
Clicks.
feel. You're like, oh my god, I didn't even feel like what I was doing at
Yeah.
this speed before.
It's
Which I
almost
think it goes for
harder to
every
play it.
instrument.
It's harder to play it slow.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
super slow.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Throw it
When
on
slow
40
something
BPM,
down, I was just
60
about to say that
BPM,
number.
like-
That's it.
How slow
That's
you say?
really hard. Like 40 or 60.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
That's super.
That's
Yeah.
where I started
Yeah.
a lot of stuff.
super slow.
Yeah.
And to
Even
compliment a
30.
guy like Chick Corea too. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, Chick Corea always knew good drummers. Steve Gadd, who
Yeah.
also played with a
Legend.
bunch of Steely Dan,
Yeah.
members,
God damn.
and just everybody.
Mad
in the
inspiration.
Everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he played with everybody.
I've tapes of them on VHS.
No, of Steely Dan or
No, of who did you just say? Oh my gosh, Steve Gadd.
Steve Gadd.
Yeah,
Oh
Steve
yeah,
Gadd
yeah, yeah,
and yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
all those
Yeah.
guys. Way
Chick
back
Corea
in the
knew good
90s.
drummers.
Yeah.
All the Zappa drummers are amazing.
Yeah,
you know?
I was just thinking that it would be hard. It would be hard to be a Zappa drummer.
When you talk about that
Like-
fluidity, I'm sorry.
No.
You
go
go.
for it, man.
That fluidity reminds me of like when I think of fluid and like really using the whole kit. Joe Russo.
Yep,
Joe Russo's
on my list.
crazy.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
good. He's very good.
He yeah.
Kiss is
Everything everything he plays is that feeling like you can, even if you don't know what he's doing, you can feel it. But also Matt Garska, Animals as Leaders, you know, gotta put him on. Without him,
A little heavier stuff, yeah.
yeah, but he's like to me he's like the Dave Weckl for like our whole generation.
Yeah.
You know, like he's changing the game in that, like, and he's playing to that level, but he's like even beyond
Danny
like,
Carey.
Danny Carey.
Tool.
But
Let's go.
without Matt Garska, I don't know
Sheesh.
how far I would have pursued music. Like it really
Oh.
like made me want to like
Yeah.
it put me over the edge of like I am doing music, and like I'm it made me feel like I'm capable of like getting better. You're like I didn't or just like I'm capable of putting in the time. Like I don't think I really truly understood what the
Wow.
time is worth
Yep.
until I heard his playing and heard him talk about his playing.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's.
I mean,
Definitely
everybody.
resonates.
People don't understand how simple it is to like get good at this. Like, I think it's
Just time consuming.
it's just time consuming. It's like it's
Applying yourself.
It's a simple process. You just have to dedicate yourself to it. You know what I mean? Like being like, I'm gonna do a redundant, like for me, like pentatonic scale, or for you guys, you know, like the like paradiddles, whatever, you know, like sitting there doing
Many,
I think it's
many
pronounced
hours of
right,
just
right, you
doing
know, like,
rudiments.
Yeah, just sit,
oh my
sitting there. But it's like
Pretty sure it's pronounced pentatonic.
okay, but it's like old. I'm just gonna move on.
Continue.
But that's what it's
about
all
the gin
about.
and
Like that's
tonic
what I
scale?
think. You hear anybody that talks about success and how they've gotten to be successful. Like you hear like sports stars talk about it. It's like it's all about the fundamentals. It's all about
Yeah.
what they did.
It is.
to initially
So-
get there. You know.
Right.
So important.
when I went to school at CU Denver for
Shout out
music.
to you, Denver.
Shout out to CU Denver.
Oh, showing the bow tie. Oh, Mr. Music School student.
Yeah, I know way more. I know way more, about
more
playing
than you.
because some other guy told me about it. No, but I had a class there that was called Intro to Teaching Private Lessons, and he said he at the first class he was like, the number one word that we're going to use in this class is fundamentals. You use that exact word.
Yeah.
And just like when you're teaching, like that, like you said, that is the most important thing. Because once you have you need a house, or you need a foundation to build a house, you know? And once you get that foundation down, like you can like do the rest in a lot of ways. Like it's always good to have like, I still want to take lessons. I'm not taking any right now, but I could teach myself. I know how to teach myself at this point, and that's
Right.
I think that's what a lot of fun learning the fundamentals is just also learning how to teach yourself.
Yeah, you have to be committed to it.
Fundamentals of being good at anything.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh.
I'll throw out one.
And
I mean, you guys have
pentatonic
named a lot of like,
scales.
Yeah.
what
you got?
Yeah,
Stuart,
go-
there's, like, a lot of these,
Yeah.
like a lot of these.
There's a lot of
these
heavy hitters.
drummers.
Yeah,
that
there's a
they're
lot of
throwing
heavy
out
hitters
there
still
kind
on
of
the
So
table.
many legends.
Yeah, but it's like for me, I did play the drums for a little while when I was a kid,
Yeah.
and why I got into the drums.
5
was
drummers,
because
one house.
Yeah, well, not really, but like you know, rhythm is everything. I think in music, but I just loved Led Zeppelin like so much, and like John Bonham.
John
was
Bonham.
So
He's the reason I started
I thought
playing.
he would
yeah,
be
and
one.
look, see, every drummer says that shit.
Think about
Oh,
memorable
what was
drum
it?
intros or drum beats.
He just said he's the reason I started playing.
I
And,
think
like,
every kid who hears Zeppelin.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
wants
you
to be
hear those
John
breakdowns.
So memorable,
on,
dude. Like
whole
the-
lot of
yeah.
love, communication breakdown, all those things that he's doing. And he
Moby
was
Dick.
a killer on the fundamentals too, because he just
Fat.
drove that bus. Like, and it felt like
26-inch
Led
kick
Zeppelin
drum.
felt
Yeah.
like a bus. And
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin actually doesn't get a lot of credit for being like a jam band. But if you
They're
there's
not.
there are some sick deep takes of Led Zeppelin playing like a 15-minute like track. Like
Doesn't
it-
make him a jam band.
it doesn't, but it doesn't. You don't understand. Jam banding is that's all that.
get
That's
it,
such a
man.
nuanced bullshit word. Like Led Zeppelin improving is jam band. Like that's
Yeah.
what a band is doing is they're fucking jamming. Like don't tell me that it's not a jam band.
Yeah,
dude.
Moby Dick was improv every night. He used his
You know-
hands.
Come at
during
me, bro.
Moby Dick.
Yeah.
He also-
Guy had a very interesting description of jam band though, which was I gotta say, well, whatever. I don't
Say it.
No,
No.
I don't want to talk about the definition of jam band. I just don't want to do it.
Mart has started it. So what have you got? What have you got?
Okay, fine. He said something like his definition, he wouldn't consider Led Zeppelin a jam band either because it's like the jamming is like really like when you don't like a lot of bands. There's a lot of bands that I think most people would agree are jam bands that like they know exactly where they're going, you know, like there's improvisation, but like if you think about it in the sense of like the Dead or Fish or the Biscuits, you know, it's just like that you don't know where they're going.
Sure, but you can't tell me
Church.
that, dude. You
No,
can't tell me
it's
that
all-
I could literally find you like a Led Zeppelin Moby Dick where it's like they're just playing and they don't really know
Well, he's
where
just
they're
soloing
going.
the whole time.
No, they're not. They're group. It's a group.
Moby Dick?
Yeah, there's a group thought process through the entirety of some of these old Led Zeppelin shows. I was blown away. I found this in like 2019. This one show where they played one song for. So like, would you not? So
Ooh, the live.
I think
but like, there's.
I'm not saying you're
But
like,
it's like, but hold
versions
up.
of it.
No. Now, I'm glad we're on a hot topic, and there's a little bit of
Ooh.
friction because that's a good thing.
This is gonna be
Love
make
it.
great reels.
No, but I think there's the concept of there's bands that jam and there's jam bands, and I think what you guys are talking about is like the classic, the jam band that moves and flows through, and it's totally a journey into like something that they don't even know, you don't really know.
Exactly.
I understand that, but I also think that it's unfair to not recognize like that a band that's good.
Nobody ever said Led Zeppelin
for
wasn't tight.
15 minutes isn't like jam banding. You know what I mean? Like
Led Zeppelin's very cool.
I don't know,
Very
dude. I mean,
influential
you're
band.
wearing a Steely Dan shirt. I'm a little worried about you. It's like you're trying to be Led Zeppelin with your Steely Dan shirt. You know, it's like I don't know, dude. Yeah, rock. I'm not sold. I'm not sold.
With John Bonham too, what's interesting is you've never met a dude who was less confident in himself. If you read, he had a panic attack before every fucking Zeppelin show, and so he drank and then actually the day they found him dead, he drank 40 shots of vodka, dude.
Yeah.
Crazy. But he had
Look at
severe
your butt.
anxiety.
Time to get started.
He had severe anxiety and didn't think that he was even a good drummer. If you look at right before their last tour, he was like, I've lost it. I can't do this anymore. And it's like, dude, you're what many consider the greatest drummer of all time. And there's all this self-doubt with Bonham.
The
That's
troubled
super-
artist, the troubled artist.
Tell me
We got
you've heard
to
that
talk
story.
about on that
drummer.
note. We have to talk about Keith Moon because he's from
That
I
was
love
coming
Keith
next.
Moon.
I have a
He's
good
one of my
story
favorites.
about Keith Moon. I have a good one. So my stepdad, he played in a band that had some pretty relatively big popularity, like back in the 70s. They were like a touring band. I'm pretty sure they toured with the Allman Brothers and
Yeah.
Doobie Brothers and all that.
Oh.
That's
Like they got to moderate fame for
Sure.
the time. But so in 1968 or something like that, it was like around when Magic Bus came out. So like the Who were just starting to get big, and they were playing at this festival that my stepdad's band was playing at, and my stepdad, who's also a drummer, I don't know if I specified, but he was hanging out with Keith Moon. Both bands had suites in this hotel, and he was hanging out with Keith Moon on the edge of this balcony, and they're like a few floors up or
Sounds
whatever.
sketchy.
Yeah, and he said he's just talking to Keith. He's just talking to Keith
Where's
Moon.
this story going?
There's like a pile of cocaine.
It's going somewhere.
Uh-oh.
It's going somewhere. Don't worry. No, they're having a conversation on the balcony, and then all of a sudden, Keith Moon just jumps off the balcony into the balcony below and disappears. And my stepdad's just like, okay, like that was fucking weird, and just like he doesn't know what to do about it. And then, so he's gone for a few minutes, and then all of a sudden they get a knock on the door. And they open the door, and there's a woman in a bathrobe and like the towel on her head, and she's got Keith Moon by the ear, and she like throws him in the room, and she goes, "I believe this belongs to you."
What the hell?
And apparently
He's a freak.
apparently he had jumped down into the balcony and like hid in her bathroom or something. Like while she, I don't know.
Keith Moon
Weird
and
like that.
balconies, not always good too, because he hucked the TV off the balcony famously once. He drove a car
Rock
into
and roll, baby.
into a swimming pool.
Well, do you guys know the story about how he got into the Who?
Why haven't you guys driven any
He's like,
cars
"Your
in
drummer
swimming
sucks."
pools?
Dude,
Yeah.
no,
That's what you gotta do to push
so
Rado.
that's
Maybe
exactly
that's
what
it.
happened.
Maybe that's it.
I mean, that's exactly what happened though. They were playing a show, and Keith Moon was in the audience.
Yeah.
and he was just like, literally, this drummer sucks. I could play way better than him. And
Yeah.
they were like, all right, prove it then. And he got up on stage
there.
and just fucking
Fact or
ripped it.
fiction? Keith Moon was never classically trained. He's like, I heard also dyslexic. Like,
Yeah.
None of this
I-
surprises me.
Yeah,
I mean, he's
none of
just
this-
crazy.
He's
Yeah,
crazy, dude.
He's not
His
really.
personality comes out
he-
on the
not that
drums.
dyslexia is
He kind of set a
anything wrong with that.
interesting tone for drummers, just
He-
going
my-
forward for rock and roll, where it was like,
Definitely.
The reason
be crazy.
the reason Keith Moon is the best is
You must.
it's because of the stories and the lore that comes with him. Like, dude, he ran over his chauffeur on accident, like his driver.
Supposedly,
my bad.
Killed him.
supposedly he drove cars into like hotel pools.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He blew. They were gonna do pyrotechnics.
It's like, yo, dude, that's not where your car goes.
They were gonna do
Yeah, bro, maybe try
pyrotechnics
the parking lot.
in his bass drum, and he wanted the explosion to be bigger, so he
Yeah.
like hyped up the pyrotechnics, and it blew Pete Townsend's eardrum. That's why Pete Townsend doesn't have. He can only have ears because
Yeah.
Keith Moon like set the explosives to him.
Reckless.
real
You
funny.
know, that really
Good
that,
one.
as a
Wow.
drummer, that really
Yeah,
influenced me.
he's crazy. He's also the inspiration behind the Muppets monster.
That makes a lot of sense,
the
actually.
Drummer.
Oh,
He's the
okay.
inspiration.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
That's
More you
cool.
know.
Damn.
I
I mean,
didn't
he has a
Yeah.
lot of influence.
Like that.
Yeah.
Like those
Yeah.
guys. Those
Oh,
guys
yeah.
do. You
What
know?
a dude.
Paved like.
Yeah, they did.
paved the
Never
path.
gotten into the Who personally.
No, they got some good songs.
I love the Who.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
got some good songs. Tommy.
Yeah.
Tommy's incredible. I mean, that's rock.
That's the original. That's
Yeah,
like
it's
one of the original rock
It is. I was
operas.
just
That
about to
is.
say.
Yeah.
Quadrophenia is a great album,
Yeah, another-
and
Pete Townsend's an
so is
incredible
I mean,
writer.
Yeah.
who's this? I think is the one that I love with
Yeah.
Matt O'Reilly.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All good.
I mean, that song's
And
generational.
don't get fooled again with like the classic like.
You should check out their live.
It is cool.
There's this live Who show on the Isle of Wight that
I had that
love.
album, but I never knew there was
Dude, there's a
for
video. My dad showed it to me when I was like 10 years old, and I was like, man, fucking
Yeah.
I do this forever. Like,
Fucking awesome.
All right, I'll just search that up. Yeah, I had an album, but I never.
and like
no
you're just
idea.
drawn to Keith Moon while you watch it. You know,
Yeah.
like he's like a drummer that is the band, the band leader in a way. You know,
Yeah.
like it's like Joe, like you brought up Joe
Russo,
You watch,
Levon Helm is
yeah,
another
yeah,
one.
another
Yeah.
one like that where you
Yeah.
go to watch that band.
You
you're
go
like,
and
holy
you're
shit, this
captivated
drummer
by
is
the
just
drummer.
like
Yeah.
sent with
Watching
Joe, you know?
watching the last
And
waltz
they're-
and watching it, you just like you
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
Levin
How
Helm
could
is
you not?
magnetic.
Yeah.
And same with Eagles.
Oh,
Don Henley.
Don Henley, man.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a
True.
he can. Fuck,
never an Eagles
that dude
guy.
can
Never an
sing.
Eagles
I'm
guy.
really not an
me,
Eagles.
Me either.
Yeah.
But they do
Hey
have
man,
a really
I've
cool
had a long
documentary.
night and I hate the
fucking
fucking
hate-
Eagles. For real though, that is a real thing.
It is.
But Don Henley singing smooth, like it's almost
He's got a
got,
good voice.
that Laurel Canyon '70s California vibe is pretty tight.
Yeah.
Especially if you like Tom Petty. I'm not saying I'm a Tom Petty guy, but if you like
Yo,
Tom Petty,
I like
Yeah.
Tom Petty, man. Tom Petty's cool.
Tom Petty's
Like
cool.
Tom Petty's just cool.
hashtag not a drummer.
You know? Yeah.
Yep.
He's just
He's
cool.
Yeah.
Hashtag
agree.
not my drummer.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I'm
Wow.
surprised there's a big one that
Bye-bye.
hasn't been mentioned yet.
Who?
Mr. Neil Peart of
Yeah.
Rush.
Oh,
for
You know,
yeah.
I'm a big prog guy that can't get in the rush though, man.
I can't either.
Really?
Well, here's the
Why
thing.
not?
This is interesting.
Canadian.
Let's talk about this. I
Too
could never
Canadian.
get past. Too Canadian.
I just,
I couldn't.
I got a
get,
mental
Canadian.
block about Canadian guy.
yeah, I don't know. Growing up in Detroit, it's like, I don't like their geese.
Can't
I couldn't
stand him,
get
dude.
Geddy Lee's voice. I just couldn't get past
Yeah, that's
that.
probably it.
But if you go to Canada, they fucking love Rush. 2112 is the greatest album ever.
Massive.
And
Neil Peart.
well, for all the bad
Here.
boy drummers that we just talked about, Neil Peart was the opposite, where he was like a student of the game. He was like pretty clean cut dude.
Yeah.
I think he once said,
Very
"I
by
want
the
to
book.
read every book that ever existed." That's
he
a,
wrote,
that's
yeah,
a Neil
he wrote
Peart
all
book.
the
He was like a smart cat.
all the
Like,
lyrics.
Not a
Yeah.
a party dude. Not like a Keith Moon.
and he changed his
Stuart
style
Copeland is also
too,
like
to
a
cross
fucking intellectual man. A lot of these guys are
Yeah.
smart cats.
Yeah, they're into
Well,
books.
drumming is very
It's technical.
it's very
Yeah.
precise. I mean, you can be a wild guy like Keith Moon, but like that.
Your brain has to be broken to a point where you become smart.
I don't
Yeah.
I
want
think
to.
is the answer.
And
I don't wanna say
a lot of the drummers I know are smart dudes.
Yeah, but Neil Peart, like, I mean,
Except for Zach. No,
I don't want to say I'm an intellectual, but I am a drummer.
That's perfect.
Neil Peart though.
Yeah,
he,
yeah.
he like the way he's got to be. I don't know. Would you consider him the greatest drummer of all time?
No, not even close.
I don't use that term.
See, but
Not of all
That's
time.
also-
So
No?
Yeah.
It's a
funny.
great drummer, but not of all
Yeah.
time.
because
Okay.
I was curious of everybody's take on the internet. This is why
Yeah.
I was
'Cause
asking
if you-
Alexa, not just
Yeah.
because I needed her information to inform
Neil
me.
Peart comes up
But
a lot in that
he
combo.
comes,
He does.
He comes up
Yeah.
in every single one is like number one, which
He's not my favorite, and
Well,
I
you
don't know
know-
if he's anybody in
because
this
he
room's
doesn't
favorite.
he
Hold on,
doesn't
hold on.
sit that pocket. He doesn't have that
He
pocket.
comes up.
man.
He comes up the way like John Bonham comes up too. You know, like John Bonham
It's
is
different,
like
though.
it's the level of influence you have too. As
guess
far
that's-
as when I, but
yeah,
what-
that's
when
true.
I think
That's
about it, I'm not thinking level of influence personally. Like when I rank, kind of start
Yeah.
ranking drummers
Yeah.
in my mind if I'm going to, but yeah, it's like I wouldn't say like he probably has that same level as Bonham as when it comes
Yeah.
to influence. You
Yeah,
know?
that's-
For me, why I started drumming was Stuart Copeland, and I yelled it out earlier because I couldn't let this escape without it coming up. But like the punkiness mixed with the reggae and his ability to kind of slip between the styles is so cool.
Very unique feel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know, like
Yep.
nobody. That's a.
You know,
That's
what's
another
funny?
thing about really good. I think when you're ranking drummers, it's like who, like, do they really like? Because I think drums is like maybe a little bit harder on compared to like guitar, melodic instruments to like have your own voice sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah. Like when so that's a
when I hear
Stuart
Stuart,
Copeland is
I
a
know
good
exactly
example
who's
of it.
playing drums.
Yep.
And like the
One hit. Who is it?
Yeah.
literally.
Yep.
I also just want to.
That's also a 3-piece. Yeah, when we're talking about bands that have just 3 pieces, sometimes the drums are a key part of the sound.
The drums have to.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to Jose Pasillas and Incubus too.
Ooh.
For influential
Incubus.
drummers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's super tight. I
Yep.
love that.
What else?
yeah.
Ginger Baker, obviously, he gets brought up all the time.
He does get brought up.
Sheila E. Prince.
She is really good.
She's amazing.
yeah.
But I think she
Shout
was
out to the-
after the revolution, I think, when he was kind of doing his weird 80s thing where he turned his name into a symbol. But Sheila E. was like the backbone of some of the best Prince bands.
Cindy
Guess I don't
Blackman
think
too.
about that.
When thinking of women drummers, like she has blown my mind a bunch of times.
Yep.
Santana.
Would agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even
His
like
lady.
Carter Beauford, DMB.
Oh man, he's
That guy's
so
a
good.
monster.
Yeah, that's.
Yep.
Yeah.
It makes me
Dave
wish.
Matthews, the gateway drug to jam band.
I guess.
I said that. Yeah.
Well, wasn't that's an example that
it's
guy.
like not even a drug.
that was
Yeah. It's light. It's pretty light.
like-
What do you
It's like
guys
a light
think,
beer.
though?
It's
Did
like
their
a
tour
yeah,
bus
beer.
dump a bunch of shit in the Chicago River or not? Dude?
This is the second time that's been brought up on
Yeah,
the RADcast.
it
If you
is.
listen to that,
Bart is
that
really
album-
trying to figure this out. We're
We
asking
got to
the
get to
internet.
the bottom of it.
If you listen to Crash, you'll see that the lyrics are all about it, doing it before,
Shut
preparing to do it.
into me.
Oh God.
Sorry,
Anything else?
sorry, Dave.
Any other drummers?
Tommy Igo.
He's really good. Good
Really
teacher.
good.
Great teacher.
Yep. Great teacher. Mike Johnston.
Oh yeah.
Linear drumming. Big influence on
Ooh.
that.
Yeah.
Also just
Benny
stage
Greb.
presence.
Oh yeah. Benny Greb has an amazing. For any drummers out there,
Love him.
everybody should buy the book, The Language of Drumming.
Also,
so many
yeah.
names.
Hold on.
I don't know.
No,
German,
it's like-
German
I'm
guys.
so glad
Jojo
the
Mayer,
drummers
Benny
know
Greb,
that.
baby.
Yeah.
Let's go Deutschland.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, but if you want to
Yep.
learn drums at any level that you're at, you should use The Language of Drumming. That book is incredible.
Have
The
gone through it.
language of drumming.
Yep.
Yeah. Benny Greb.
Yep.
I love it. All the dead drummers of Spinal Tap, where they just keep going through drummers, and they're like, he died in a bizarre gardening accident.
I don't know their names, but they're playing really influenced.
That was
What?
cool,
All right,
guys.
that's a
That was
lot
good.
of drummers.
Oh,
Shout out to
drummers,
you
dude.
guys for knowing a lot of
Yeah.
drummer names.
I knew
you
we
know,
would go
and I
then
don't
about
think
this
a lot
side
of
of the
drummers
room.
get enough recognition out there.
Dude,
so we named a bunch, and I didn't
It's
know
cool.
as many out there. So
Yeah.
That was
let's
sick
go.
because when you get into it, and obviously we all listen to different types of music. We have some overlap, but each of us
Got
like
'em.
different styles of drumming, and
Yeah.
and there's so
Yeah.
much out there to really get into. It's the same with, I'm sure, any instrument, but that was my favorite episode.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Me too.
Love it.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Hell
We
yeah.
have some measurements.
We have some measurements.
Oh.
A little Mart's measurements action here.
Let's
Dramatic
see.
effect.
So let's set the stage. This was at a
Hold
festival.
on. I really have to use the bathroom.
Do it.
Hey, go for it.
Go for it. Intermission.
Intermission.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, fun. On the topic, what's the mark?
Yeah.
Here? Fun topic.
Right there.
I have to take a piss.
Yeah.
Back to Neil Peart for 2 seconds. I was very lucky enough to interview Alex Lifeson last summer, the guitarist of Rush.
Oh wow, for
And
real?
yeah,
Nice.
and one of the things on his list, yeah, and one of the things on his list was you can't talk about Neil Peart, which I thought was interesting. That was like presented to me before the interview. They're like, no Neil Peart questions, and I was like, I think he had died like when did he die?
passed away
22.
recently. Recently, yeah,
But,
22.
Subtle-
I could see that. That makes
yeah,
sense.
that was
Yep.
interesting. I wasn't
Yep.
going to go there anyways, but
Ha-
fun fact.
Yeah.
So how's the drummer of the band?
Yeah, how's the dead drummer?
We don't
doing?
care about you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably get hit with a lot of Neil Peart questions
Yeah.
just in that.
I also I'm not a Rush fan at all, but I'm not going to say no. I was like, yeah, fuck yeah.
Why not? They're a huge band.
But I had to like wing it pretty good.
yeah, there's a good
Know anything about Rush?
yeah, there's a good documentary out there about them.
People
Neil
lo-
Peart's cool. He wrote all their lyrics.
You know who I was gonna say that I
Yeah.
forgot to actually bring up is Anderson .Paak, man.
I
Yeah.
was gonna mention him, but I wasn't gonna. He's not all time.
Yeah.
He is for me.
Anderson Paak.
Yep.
Questlove.
And
Yeah. What about like a little Ringo Starr, dude?
Ringo.
Get a little Ringo in the mix.
He introduced.
Oh, I love
Fuck off.
Ringo.
big influence in elementary school.
What's
for
that
me.
Family Guy where like Ringo writes a song and he brings it in and they're like we're gonna put it right on the fridge.
He
Yeah.
he was the first one to
great.
introduce weed to the Beatles too. He was the first one who got them smoking weed. I guess the story is that
Let's
Bob
go,
Dylan
Ringo.
offered it.
LFG. Ringo.
All right, I'll put him at number 5.
All right,
Oh man.
and action. So, where are we setting the stage here?
Yeah.
Set the
So
stage.
Where are
go
we?
ahead. We're at Friendsgiving here, and
Is this in Oklahoma?
this is in Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yep.
So Zach hasn't been on a Mart's measurements yet. This is where we play a track of RADo,
Okay.
kind of talk about it, break down what we're playing. If you've got some questions,
I'm
on hot
already
takes-
upset by James's voice. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm kidding, James. I'm
it's
kidding.
usually good things, but damn.
No, I'm kidding.
James, come talk to Zach.
Yeah, we
about
don't
vocal
shred
lessons.
the
I
gizzards of
don't
the
know.
track on
I'm
the air.
sorry. I just had to. I couldn't resist.
So cool, Mr.
Turn it
Science.
up.
Thank you,
We
Mr.
got
Science.
Yep.
Yep.
Ooh, a little dance group. Who? We got someone up there on stage with us too.
Yeah. Who is that?
Yeah, who is that
Kyle.
man?
Mr. Kyle Garrett,
Is that Kyle Garrett from DRJR?
DRJR, Dr. Junior. So yeah, he's sitting in with us. And,
Science.
Mr. Science.
I feel like I'm in Mystery Theater 3000. But
Yeah.
Like music.
Yeah. We've added a couple breakdowns into it too now. Okay, man. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So this is Dr. Junior's festival, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Kind of.
Friendsgiving Music Fest.
Yeah, it's like they put it on. Kyle, the guy that's playing guitar with us, is a big curator of it. And this is the first time they've ever done it with this kind of production outside in a festival setting with like a 2-day event, as opposed to it just being inside at something. So
Yeah. The production level looks top notch, man.
Is this a video?
yeah, come on, yeah, here.
Yeah.
I've seen it a million times.
Do we want
Turn it that way.
But the
Just turn it
folks
that
at
way.
home don't get to watch it.
Here. He's
They do,
blocking Mark.
Oh yeah.
Man, what a cool stage.
Yeah,
It's so sick.
The setup is great. The production's
12
awesome.
lasers. They got the screens.
Man.
Yep. Really sick festival.
Where?
it's
Tulsa?
in Tulsa. Hopefully, it happens next year.
Tulsa.
And you know, in Tulsa, it's like there's this is the shit, dude. This is what's going on in Tulsa on this night, dude.
Yeah, you guys were the hottest act in
yeah.
Tulsa that night.
Yeah, it was cool. We shut down the whole festival.
Sick.
Kyle hooked it
Yeah.
up.
Late
He was
night?
like,
Was awesome.
yeah, he was like, RADo should probably.
12:30.
do
What
it
time did you guys go on?
12:30.
12:30. Yeah,
12:30 to 2.
Yeah, it was super fun. those shows, those shows are always little roll the dice. You never know what's happening because it's late. You know, it's really fun to do the late night one, but it's like late night energy. So like, I'm not saying roll the dice on us. I'm saying roll the dice on the crowd, where it's like you got to captivate them like quickly. You know what I mean? And this crowd it was like 1 or 2 songs to kind of get into it. By this point, they were like, "Fuck yeah,
Sure.
dude." It was
Yeah,
very
day
cool.
3 at like 2 a.m. can sometimes be tough, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
everybody's
yeah.
just been cooking in the
You got to
sun.
bring them in. You got to
Yeah.
really win the crowd over.
Yep. Nope.
Because there was not, I mean, Ben, there was like, what, 5 people there when we first kicked it off? Because Dr. Junior starts.
No, there was like 100 when we kicked it off.
Nah, dude, they were like,
Yeah.
well, not on the dance floor, maybe
No,
in the
okay,
crowd.
like
Like, I'm
throughout
talking
the
about
space,
that
yeah.
were there.
Yep.
Like, and then ultimately, probably like 200-300 people were like on the dance floor.
Mhm.
There were like, 100 people like around the stage.
Yeah,
or whatever,
yeah,
but,
yeah.
like, it's fun to bring them in.
Oh, turn it up.
Oh yeah, baby.
Hit them again. Hit them again.
Little Afro-Cuban beat.
Got it.
Engage laser beams.
Laser beams engaged.
Fire the photons.
Firing photons.
All right, engage jam.
Oh man.
Ooh,
hey, where's
man.
K-Mac at, man? Where's the Mac?
So would you guys say that you had a destination in mind? Or did you let the jam take you to your destination?
Are you a jam man or are you not a jam man? My question.
Not.
You knew exactly what
Do you
was
guys
coming.
even jam, dude?
No, this one's fun though, because Kyle's on guitar, so we don't. I don't
really?
play with it. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, there he is.
I don't play with a lot of.
He kind of looks like
Yeah.
he kind of looks like Dylan's twin a little bit. He's got.
He also has a PRS and like the same set and a Mesa. It's the same setup.
What is it about the PRS that everybody gravitates to? Is it the lightness and the feel of it around your body, or is it the sound and the tone?
I mean, it sounds like. I mean, it's the best of both worlds. That's what everybody says.
What
about
is a
it.
PRS for those at home? who
Paul?
don't?
Yeah, Paul Reed Smith. It's a
Go.
guitar. It's like the best of the Les Paul and like Strat. That's what everybody says about it. It has the richness. Like I find Strat's a little too trebly and thin sounding, and I feel like Les Pauls are a little too heavy sounding. So the PRS sets.
You see him everywhere in the scene for a reason. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
it's a great instrument.
Yeah,
We're locking it in here.
yeah. It's hard to sometimes play with other guitarists, but Kyle really understands how to do Jamtronic.
Yeah, you
Like,
guys
if
are right in between
like, if
each
you
other.
listen
It's like you're
to
holding
it,
hands a little bit. You're just like
Like
little,
I'm trying to accent every one of his other notes that he's playing.
That's the difference. That's the difference between like I don't know, just real listening, you know?
Yeah,
Like, when you start to really listen, you start to understand how your part fits in the whole thing.
yeah.
Instead of thinking about what can I do to make this my part more interesting, you start thinking about what can I do to make this more interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, which then you just I don't know, you can feel that, I think.
You have to surrender a bit.
and you feel it as an audience
you don't
too.
want, because you're surrendering all your ego to it.
You have
you know, instead of being like, I want to make this fucking cool, like
Yeah. It's like
Still,
let it.
you know,
if you
or
want to
like,
be cool,
watch
man.
this. Wait till I do this.
Yeah.
It's like that was cool.
I mean, like Miles said, dude, if you want to be cool, be cool.
Be cool, dude.
Keep it cool.
You know? It's that easy.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
Oh yeah.
Little wonk.
Sounds a little like reverse.
It's a reverse delay. Zach.
I'm intuitive, you know.
Yeah.
Ooh, a little switch up.
And these parts are always fun. Like, I think the band has figured out how to like quickly, when one person changes it like a little more drastically, and it starts to swivel like everybody just jumps right on it now. It takes like milliseconds.
This is sick.
Thanks.
This is a cool space.
Thank you.
I love it when Benny just fucking lives on the hi-hat and he's just like,
Yeah.
so right up in there, dude.
You can see a little campsite on there.
Yeah.
Pitching a tent.
Oh, and RADo.
With motherfuckers dancing.
He's up there pitching a tent on that hi-hat. What that means.
People say,
but you
it's been
can
said.
feel
People
it.
say it all the time.
But you can feel it.
Oh God.
How about those lasers? Let's go.
Yeah, shout out Friendsgiving production here. This is cool as hell. This is the main stage they got up there.
Main stage.
See, everybody
Only had the one.
everybody has like a very specific, like, cool part in this, but it's not just like one thing, you know?
Yeah.
Or like it's not just one person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this to me is just like I'm listening to everything.
It's
because everybody.
It's
like-
swirling.
yeah, it's one. Complete,
Nobody's rushing.
One complete swirling cyclone of psychedelic, somatic
Yeah. Oh, goodness. Dough.
songage.
Somebody dosed the
Oh my
eggnog.
Yeah, somebody dose the eggnog. Or the turkey. It's Friendsgiving after all. Kyle's also just such a tasteful player, dude. Ooh.
Yeah,
That little syncopated.
Yeah.
Kyle also does lessons. I think.
Yeah,
Doesn't
he
he?
does.
Needs to teach.
Yeah.
Let him teach.
He wants a little more involved.
I didn't turn it up.
And you can hear Kyle like acts.
I don't know who's who.
I'm the more floaty sound, and he's the
That's him?
he's the crunchier one. The clean, yeah, that one. Bum, bum.
Yeah, that's what I.
A little crunchy.
But that was like kind of my idea, and then he was listening to it and he's like, okay, I can do that, and then he tweaked it a little bit,
Yeah.
and now I'm playing his idea and he's
Okay.
changing the idea again.
Yeah, who's leading who here?
Pretty sick.
No, that's what I'm telling to you.
Yeah.
Touche.
And Benny's just in there like, yeah, dude, I like guitar solos too. I know what
Yeah.
the fuck you guys are getting on.
Let's rock.
Because you, like, as a
Hold it
guitar,
down.
like, it's been a drummer episode, but as a guitar player, you want to get a drummer that, like, has that small inclination to be like, man, I fuck with the guitars right now, man. They're bleeding that shit. Let's crack.
Yeah,
dude.
man.
Giddy up.
And both of these guys have helped me find, like, new bounds, like, playing, the guitar, you know, like with
Ooh,
playing
like
with
guitar
Zach,
battle.
like initially, and
Great
and then
musicians,
Zach later,
man.
You know?
It's like you guys are sharing different moments of your
Yeah.
you know of your histories
Live.
together,
Yeah.
and you're getting better together.
yeah,
And then you move on to the
Yeah.
next journey.
Yeah.
And it's all a part of this shared history that
Yes.
you have.
it is.
Helping each other grow.
It is.
Yep, absolutely.
You gotta have that.
That's
You
beautiful.
gotta have, that's beautiful.
That's beautiful. Dude.
That is beautiful.
Kyle told me after when we hit this harmony, he was like, dude, my hands were so cold. I was really
It was chilly.
stretching for it. Yeah, he's
I
like,
mean,
he was
oh,
like,
great.
why'd you went one more up?
Yeah, I
And
was gonna
like,
say.
fuck.
I was gonna say Benny's wearing a shirt, so it had to
I had
have
a
been.
fan.
Yeah.
I still had a fan on me. I was
Yeah.
sweating my ass off. But it was cold. It was like 40 degrees.
I hate having fans on me when I'm playing.
What?
Wait,
What?
that-
don't have a number one fan?
Well,
That's the first time that joke has hit that hard.
it didn't hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It hit, but not, you know, it hurt. It hurt. I hit. It hit.
Do you get cold?
What
You get
What?
a little chilly up
Yeah.
there
What?
Do I get chilly?
with the
Yeah.
with the fan on.
I don't like.
Do
wind.
I get
I don't-
chilly?
I just don't like. I don't like wind, like just all the time.
What about
you know?
what about the like
hit me in the face?
You can,
I
you
don't
can
like
direct
wind.
it at other places.
what about like the Oriental
Yeah,
rug?
that's
You,
point-
you guys
huh?
have barefoot like Oriental rug. You see all the
Yeah, the
guys who have
deaf
their
used to
fucking
do that all the
carpets.
time, yeah.
You do that at all or no?
No, we don't have anybody.
That's actually,
setting up
guys. Forget
an
everything else we
Oriental
said.
rug
You're
for
not a
us just
jam
yet.
band unless you have a heady fucking
you need
rug.
an Oriental
underneath
rug.
you.
dude.
and maybe some candles.
Yeah.
I was gonna talk about how I thought candles were pretty rad earlier,
yeah.
but I'm glad I
Glad you
switched to
didn't.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I am
They're
too.
right. We'll throw that in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Toss that in.
Candle, yeah.
A little rad and dump.
All right. Well.
Yeah.
Oh, here we are, climax,
end
and going
here.
right back
Yeah,
into
we
it.
kinda
Boom.
missed that one.
Yeah.
They just.
Whoa.
Yeah. This was
Beautiful.
this was definitely a peak moment at
A
the
crescendo.
end.
Where was this in the set list wise? Was it
Yeah, where
beginning,
we-
middle, or end?
Towards the end.
We're in the middle.
Yeah, but
Oh,
Towards
No,
the
we're
end
in the middle.
The end middle.
yeah.
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 Is that what
Where
you
the
said?
sidewalk
Is there
ends.
really
The
ever a
set list.
beginning,
Like
middle,
Middle
and end?
begins.
It's where the end middle.
Yeah.
Middle end.
Where the end
That's where it
begins.
started. to
Depends
really
what
pick
your
up.
definition of is.
There's also a funny moment at the end here, like the real end of the set, where the guy asks us to play, like not keep playing, and I'm like, oh no, we're gonna do one more, and then he's like a really short one, and then I look over at Jimmy, and you can see it in the video. I kind of like wink at him. It's like we're definitely not doing a short one.
Oh god.
You guys ever play over? Like, what happens if you were to just keep going? Does
I mean,
it depend on the venue? Like,
It's disrespectful.
yeah, obviously, yes.
It's
But, like,
unprofessional.
We got
we've done
we got in
it. What do you?
trouble for
We
that.
have done it
You
a
wanna be-
couple
you got in
times.
trouble for that?
Yeah.
You want to respect the situation, but it's also like there are moments like Power in Progress. Remember, we played
Yeah.
way over. We played like 40
Everyone
minutes,
was
40
super
minutes
cool.
over, and they were like,
yeah.
Yeah,
they were
we
like,
went to like 3 a.m.
yeah, they were like, 300 people there. Just
1 to 3 a.m.
tucked
rager.
in. Yeah. So you want to respect
Yeah.
the sitch.
Yep.
You wanna
Yep.
respect the
Time
sitch.
and a place.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Got it.
Yeah.
Maybe shouldn't have played that last one at the at this one. The guy loved it though. He hit us up after and was like, "Man, I would
guy
love to
loved
run
it.
sound." Yeah, he was like, "Do a short one. I'd love to run sound for
Right.
you on
Yeah.
tour." He hit
If-
us up on
yeah.
Facebook.
If you're not
Oh,
the
yeah.
last band, just be careful because we did that before and like got like just like other bands like kind of
You got a talking
They're
to.
like we got a talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta. Yep.
Like,
I mean, you got to respect everybody's time, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
They're all
Yep.
there.
So,
Don't
Yeah.
break. Don't
and
break
it was like
curfew.
Yeah,
that was like
exactly.
it was like a few minutes over, you know.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like
the Disco Biscuits would
But
play a
I-
show at the
shit.
wetlands
Yeah, but I
until
under-
like
yeah,
5 or
exactly.
6 a.m.
Wetlands,
it wasn't
dude.
that,
Keep it
that
going.
wasn't directly
Yeah.
from the band, but
Guys,
like
don't-
the
Yeah.
No.
the venue we
Yeah.
played at got
The
really pissed
wetland.
off.
That's a deep cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Well, hell yeah.
Well, hell yeah,
So-
boys. This
Yeah.
has been fun.
The holiday episode. We didn't talk
holiday
too much holiday stuff.
Dang.
Merry, merry. Bring
Hey.
in the
Merry,
spirit.
merry.
That's what we're
Yeah.
doing.
That's
All
what
right.
we do.
To you and
Thanks
yours.
so much.
Yeah.
Thanks, Zach.
See you guys
Shout
at
out
the New
to
Year's
Zach.
run.
Yeah.
Cheers
for joining us.
Thanks.